Good evening and welcome to a program devoted entirely to lefties losing it. And let's start with the recreation of an iconic moment in lefties losing it. First, the original clip that in so many ways captures the quintessential essence of lefties losing it, the crazy hyperbole, the wild emoting, the derangement and desperation to be a victim, all captured in this classic moment when Donald Trump was sworn in as president.
Donald J. Trump is now president of the United States. President
What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere.
It never gets old, and now that famous moment is not only a popular timeless meme, it's also inspiring copycats, including this woman's superb work at a recent Donald Trump rally. She didn't need to explain anything here. Everyone got the joke immediately. Of course, there are other copycats, and it can be hard to tell what's real and what's parody. For example, is this next video a comedy skit, or is it Rosie O'Donnell being afflicted with a terminal case of Trump derangement syndrome?
Okay, so how's everybody's nerves about this election? You know, let's say on a scale of 10 being can't think of anything else and may need some additional medication, I'm like at a 7. And I just think with all those people showing up for Kamala, I don't think it's as close as they're saying it is. I really don't. And I think that the dumpster, the hate rally manager, that guy, the orange dumpster fire, him.
Gosh, poor Rosie is so filled with hate, she can't even say President Donald Trump's name. That seems unhealthy. But at least she didn't start crying like J-Lo.
I promised myself I wouldn't get emotional. But you know what? You know what? We should be emotional. We should be upset. We should be scared and outraged. We should. Our pain matters. We matter. You matter.
Is she talking to P. Diddy's victims there? What was that all about? Yes, interesting performance from J-Lo, Jenny from the Block, Jennifer Lopez, the woman known for her terrible pics from P. Diddy to Ben Affleck twice. Now she's lecturing Americans on who to vote for. No thanks, love. But I do have some good news for you. Perhaps there is a cure for Trump derangement syndrome. Be sure to tell the lefty in your life about Trumpanol.
Rough day? Do you find yourself acting irrationally? Do you get mistaken as a hyena when you laugh? Or do word salads occur frequently? Now there's help. Introducing Trumpanol. Trumpanol is designed specifically for those suffering with Trump derangement syndrome. Don't allow TDS to control your life anymore. Trumpanol is fast-acting, delivering relief from the stress of campaign season. Side effects may include registering as a Republican or voting for Donald Trump. Consult with your doctor before taking Trumpanol.
Now to a man who needs a double dose of Trumpanol. Here's a man who proves that even a simpleton clown can be a billionaire. Here is Mark Cuban being a misogynist dolt.
Donald Trump, you never see him around strong, intelligent women, ever. It's just that simple.
Do you really want to be saying that to Tulsi Gabbard or, I don't know, Melania or Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who's now governor of Arkansas after being Donald Trump's White House press secretary? And she had this to say about the feral left's attacks against her.
President who empowered his team. And when the left was relentlessly attacking me, kicking my family out of a restaurant, parents spitting on our car at our children's school, MSNBC reporters called me not even human, vile, unfit to be a mother. It was President Trump who pulled me aside, looked me in the eye, and said, "Sarah, You're smart, you're tough, you're beautiful, and they attack you because you're good at your job. Now get back to work.
You know what Americans need is not just desperately out of touch celebrities preaching to them, they also need painfully unfunny POMs ranting about the election. Remember when late night TV shows were funny? Now they have the likes of John Oliver emoting wildly about Trump.
I know this hasn't been a very uplifting speech. If it helps at all, there's one final thing I'm going to be genuinely excited for on Tuesday, and that is if Donald Trump loses this election, he's basically finished. I know he would put us through hell. He would put us through hell before he left the stage, but when the dust settled, he'd have lost 2 elections in a row, and we would be campaigning as an 82-year-old next time. I think he'd be done. And doesn't that sound great?
Trump put him through hell. Oh, gosh, what a bitter loser. Talking about lefty losers, here is Mickey Rourke again proving that Mr. Mackey was right. Drugs are bad, okay?
But I'm not going to go into it because I don't need another visit from the Secret Service.
When did you have one before?
Oh, about 6 months ago.
Why?
Take a wild guess.
Was it because of something you said about President Trump?
Yeah.
What did you say about him?
Just the truth.
Which is what?
Read my mind.
What the hell was that? It did have me curious, so I went looking for why the Secret Service may consider that lunatic a threat. It's not because he told the truth about Trump as he claimed there. It's because he threatened to punch the president. This is Rourke during Trump's first term. Again, let this be a lesson to the kids out there. Stay away from drugs and bargain basement plastic surgeons.
That piece of in the White House, that lying sucker, that no good, two-faced piece of, you know, he said some really nasty things about the two of us, and you know what? It's personal.
It's personal now?
And there's going to be a day when he ain't president, and we're going to bump into each other. And you're going to feel me.
You're going to give him a left hook?
What do you think?
I think you might.
A left hook from hell.
Oh dear, yeah, that dude has been losing it for many years, as has this next white dude for Kamala, MSNBC hysteric Joe Scarborough, who is just abusing Trump supporters in this next clip, just spewing abuse. He talks about the millions of folks who have attended Trump rallies over the years like they're garbage.
Who raised these people?
Yeah.
Because they were not raised by anybody in my neighborhoods that I grew up, any middle-class neighborhoods that I grew up in. These people were not there. They were not raised. I mean, they weren't in the classes I went to growing up in elementary or middle or high school or college. They just weren't there. That wasn't the America I grew up in. Again, who are these people? Where are they coming from? And who raised them? And how did Donald Trump twist their point of view so much in 9 years?
These lefties, they're a hateful bunch, aren't they? And this next lefty is no exception. What a piece of work this mad banshee is, attacking a man's truck because it has a Trump flag on it. She feels entitled to vandalise his property right in front of him.
This is my truck. Get away from my truck. Get away from my truck, you crazy lady. Please. What are you doing right now? Lady, please get away from my vehicle. I have to go to work. I'm going to go get the cops involved. Get away from my vehicle now. You cut me off.
What gives you the right to
free? This is America, and this is a free country. Get away from my vehicle, or I'm going to press charges on you. Get away from my vehicle right now and get on the road.
She actually asks, what gives you the right? That's the modern left for you, crazy, angry and intolerant. Here is another charming lefty showing us again that the Democrats and the left in general are all about love, tolerance and inclusion, unless you don't share their deranged worldview, in which case they behave like literal fascists while calling you a fascist.
I'm great. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm doing wonderful.
Yeah, you doing good?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
You live in this neighborhood?
Doesn't matter.
You shouldn't be in this neighborhood.
Really?
Yeah. Do you have jaundice or something?
I shouldn't be in this neighborhood?
Guess what, Nazi? Go home.
All right.
You, Nazi piece.
All right.
Go home.
Stop shaking your hands.
Go home.
Step away.
Yeah, because I want to...
Step back.
You don't understand.
Step back.
After that nastiness, I think we could all do with a Trump-inspired music break.
Back me up, go all in, by Joe Biden. I gotta win, save the country from sin. I won't never slack up, Kamala's a clown. So get out and vote, keep Trump around. Trump around. Keep Trump around. Trump around. Trump's up, Kamala's going down. I'm the cream of the crop. I rise when I'm shot. Some started from the bottom, but I've always been on top. Painting me as a dictator, some type of super trader. I think you need some loving because you sounded like a hater. But I ain't going down like no punk foo. Clean up the house, Joe, moving in back soon.
That was good fun, and this next clip is also great. Listen to this DJ's work and watch out for the angry Karen on the dance floor who is determined to be a misery guts as everyone else around her dances to this banger.
Do not come. Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
And can you believe the Democrats' squad of A-list celebrities wasn't enough to get Kamala over the line? How did the American public resist the call from these learned souls who are so in touch with the average American and whose moral compass is pure and true and who are never prone to crazy delusions?
It can't be. It cannot be. If he wins the election, you won't be on the show anymore. He'll come looking for me. There'll be things that happen that none of us can imagine. That's what happens in that kind of a dictatorship, which is what he says. Let's believe him. Take him at his word.
Even Bill Maher's lefty audience couldn't help but laugh at Robert De Niro there. And I guess Bill Maher's going to lose his show now, isn't he? That's what they were talking about. And in recent days, we even had the ladies of The View not just backing Kamala, but they were picking her Attorney General for her. And of course, they pick the irredeemably awful rhino warhawk, Liz Cheney.
Are you also a lawyer?
Yeah, I am.
So you could conceivably be a great AG if this was... Because, and I say this because your moral core is magnificent.
Oh, isn't that adorable? Whoopi Goldberg lecturing us about morals. I've heard it all now, but Kamala had the unique ability to make even once cool celebrities lose all credibility. She made the boss, Bruce Springsteen, sound like this.
Well, I'm just about starving tonight. I'm dying for some action.
She turned Cardi B into the world's lamest, saddest joke.
1 second, guys, 1 second. I need patience over here. Patience, where are you, girl? I need patience over here.
Yikes. I can't believe that didn't convince the masses. And Kamala somehow even managed to turn the once hilariously funny Will Ferrell into this cringy mess.
I'm just one person? No. Shut the up, Gary. Last time, only a few thousand votes kept Trump out of office. And this time, we will hold you personally responsible, Gary. Don't forget to vote, Gary.
And when the celebrity endorsements weren't working, she had her media propagandists use these shameful tactics.
We've laid out the stakes in this crucial election, where one side stands for freedom while the other meets the textbook definition of fascism, namely a far-right dictatorial regime like Hitler's Germany or Franco's Spain or Mussolini's Italy.
Just crazy stuff. That was MSNBC anchor Joy Reid, and her colleague and fellow Russian conspiracy hoax peddler Rachel Maddow was even issuing threats to Elon Musk's business empire.
The Defense Department and NASA are going to need a new arrangement for all their rockets and for all the multi-billion-dollar contracts Elon Musk's companies have with the U.S. government. The U.S. government is going to have to either, unwind from all of those contracts, or Elon Musk's companies are going to have to unwind from him. This is an untenable reality in national security terms, now that we know what we know about Elon Musk.
That sounds a little fascisty to me. Today, Joy Reid was still delusional and claiming that Kamala had run the perfect campaign.
And so what you've seen in the last couple of weeks, if this is an audition for managing a complex organization like the United States, Kamala Harris has passed the audition flawlessly. This has been, in many ways, a perfect campaign, a brief, and she had barely any time to put it together.
But eventually, reality sank in, and Joy Reid was back to doing what she does best, race baiting and making wild claims, this time about Israel wanting to ethnically cleanse Gaza.
Nobody wants Donald Trump to be president more than Bibi Netanyahu, who is backed by a far-right coalition that would like to clear-cut Gaza, that would truly like to complete a complete ethnic cleansing of Gaza.
Meanwhile, Rachel Maddow was lashing out at the American public, chiding them for not realising just how good the economy is.
The United States economy is the envy of the world. Yeah. The inflation numbers, the economic growth numbers, the fiscal numbers, the U.S. standing in the world numbers are all off the charts positive. Even the freaking stock market, right? All off the charts positive.
There you have it. You're just imagining all that economic hardship. The share market is up. It's all good. Rachel said so. Now let's hear from a Kamala fan who saw a man in a MAGA hat and launched into this diatribe. Should be feeling it today.
He's going to lose.
Vote Trump.
He's going to lose.
Good.
He's empowering you racist, all right? But you ain't a black going to be in the office, and his white is going to be out. We're taking the trash out, loser. All right, we're in power now.
Have a nice day.
You have a wonderful day on the 5th, okay? You're going to lose.
Okay.
And your leader, your cult leader.
Bye-bye.
You dumb.
And this next Kamala fan also has learnt an important lesson today. Don't get overconfident when you sit in a leftist echo chamber, because when reality hits, it's going to hurt.
We're going to win. I mean, not to be, cocky, but I'm optimistic.
Let's have some fun looking at reactions to Donald Trump's extraordinary win. The red wave has cometh, and the lefties are, well, they're giving me too much content.
I'm sorry. No! Why?
Look, it's fair to say she's not handling it well. As for this next lass, I'm not sure where she is today.
I swear to God, if you idiots elect that demented man, I will burn this whole place to the ground.
And this woman is too old to be this stupid, but sadly, leftism and TDS can leave the sufferer delirious, delusional, and dangerously stupid.
You voted for a racist, a rapist, a dictator. You voted for a bully, a bigot, and a narcissist. Even the Germans tried to warn us, but you didn't listen. You didn't listen to the historians, the psychologists, the educators, and the intellectuals. Of course not, because Dictatorship 101 is to convince you to distrust the media, the educated, and to create an us versus them mentality.
It's always the dimmest folk who go on about educated experts. If you're wondering why these lefties are so triggered, so shocked by reality, so out of touch with their fellow Americans, well, It could be because they consume the type of media I'm about to show you now. Here are some of our favourite media leftists who were convinced that Donald Trump was toast, that Kamala was going to win and win easily.
In my humble view, lights out.
Please welcome back the next president of the United States.
I think it's going to be a blowout, actually. I don't think it's going to be a close race. I think there are going to be those Republicans that just vote for Harris.
It'll be tied on Election Day, as always it will. The polls will be tied, and then he'll lose.
You call us trash? Oh, J.D. Vance, you just effed up in a way that I've never seen in my political life, and I worked for Sarah Palin.
I would say take Harris over 270 electoral votes. Let these fools in these crypto markets do something. Let them drive the betting line into a favorable place and then take advantage of it. That's what I would do. I think she's going to win.
You wrote Trump is toast. You stand behind that today?
Oh, even more so. I feel the same way that I felt a few weeks ago that Trump is toast.
And they're not taking the loss well. Here is Sunny Hostin of The View lashing out at white women without college degrees.
What we did not have is white women who voted about 52%, right, for Donald Trump. Uneducated white women, is my understanding. You have Latino men, actually, voting more for him.
Those awful women and Latino men, how dare they think for themselves? By the way, the exit polls showed that the majority of married men, unmarried men and married women voted for Trump. It was the unmarried women who backed Kamala. What was it that J.D. Vance said about that group? And Sunny also made some absurd claims about losing her civil rights. The desperation to be a victim is strong in this one.
I worry about my children's future, especially my daughter, who now has less rights than I have. And I remember my father telling me many, many years ago that I was the first person in his family to enjoy full civil rights. And now I have less civil rights than I had when he told me that. So again, I'm profoundly disturbed.
And the perpetually aggrieved ladies of The View also want greater censorship. They want to curb free speech on social media so a Democrat never loses again.
Well, it would help if we could regulate social media, because one of the biggest offenders is D.C. and Congress have not been able to do one thing in regard to the rogue corporations of social media.
It's not going to get any better with Elon Musk now in the administration.
Now to MSNBC's Joy Reid, who's always having a normal one. Here she claims that Florida is a fascist state.
It's a pure Project 2025 in miniature in Florida, and that kind of extreme, sort of extremist, right-wing, fascist-type government in Florida, does that make it a more attractive place?
Oh dear, and if you're in the habit of consuming media like that, then you may react like this when Donald Trump has a landslide victory.
We may not have rights tomorrow.
Yo, I'm scared to go to sleep. I might wake up in my sleep. Disney Plus.
Anyone else having a meltdown? I don't know how to do this.
Right now, I'm just not. I can't deal with this right now.
I am 48 years old and I have never experienced anything like this and never thought I would in this country. No, wait, I'm so stressed. I don't know how to handle this.
Oh, I'm so sad. But the best reaction goes to this jokester. This is superb work.
I'm literally shaking right now. I'm a trans woman with a baby on the way. What am I going to do? Keep it?
Now, that was parody. I'm not sure if this next video is. I suspect it could be real. It's hard to tell nowadays.
I can't believe Trump's actually going to win this thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm so up. God damn it.
And here is another white dude for Kamala, or is it a work of satire?
What the hell? You cannot be serious. How did I wake up to this garbage as my president? That's right. garbage. I went to bed last night and she was ahead. I woke up to this freaking nightmare. Donald Trump? How? Does America have this many Nazi, Hitler-following pieces of trash?
Let's end lefties with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, pretending she's some heroine in a Nazi film. Here she warns that we're about to enter a period of fascism. I'm so scared.
Let's say peers in history of mass movements of people that mobilize to protect one another in times of fascism and authoritarianism. And this is the era that we are poised to enter.
And that's it from me. I'll see you Sunday morning for Outsiders. Good night.